Hello, everyone. Lovely to see you again. Oh, you caught me warming up while I waited for you. Now, where were we? Yes. We'd just been learning about Palm Sunday, hadn't we? That's the day when we remember how Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey. Now, our story for today is set 4 days later. Now, we don't know where exactly our story takes place. It's somewhere behind me in one of the houses in Jerusalem, but we don't know which one. Jesus and his friends used an upper room to have a very special meal together, and we're going to go and join them. These are the props that we usually use when we're in school to tell this next part of our story. We normally gather around this tablecloth, and you can see that there are pictures on it. At the top of the tablecloth are pictures of the story of the Exodus. That's the story that the Jews tell about how God saved them from being slaves in Egypt. Do you remember that I said loads of Jews were gathered in Jerusalem? They were there to celebrate the festival of the Passover, and that's the festival where they remember that story of the Exodus from Egypt. That's why those pictures are at the top. At the bottom, there are some pictures of the plates of food that they ate at the Passover. But then in the middle are some pictures that tell the story of this story we're telling today. Now, we're not all sat around the table like we do in school, so perhaps you'd like to create your own little set at home. You might need to ask a grown-up to help you do this and to find the things that you need. First, you might like to find a jug and a bowl with some water and a towel. That'll help us tell the first part of our story. Then you might like to find a plate with some bread and a cup, perhaps with some juice in it. This will help us to tell the second part of our story. So I'll wait here while you go and find what you need. Right, I think we're ready. Are you? It was the night before Jesus died, and he was about to have a meal with his friends. Now, in those days, everybody in that region wore sandals, not shoes on their feet, and it was very hot, and so everyone's feet got very grubby and really rather smelly. So before a meal, a servant would wash everyone's feet. But not this night. No, instead, Jesus got up from the table. He poured some water into a bowl. Perhaps you can do that too. And then he washed his friends' feet. And he dried them with a towel. When he came to his friend Peter, Peter didn't want to have his feet washed by Jesus. He didn't think that was something that Jesus should be doing. But Jesus explained that he was doing this to show his love for them. This is my commandment, he said, that you should love everyone as I have shown love to you. Now, my guess is that you don't normally show people love by washing their feet. Perhaps you've just had a go at it now, though, as I told the story. What was it like to wash someone's feet? You're not going to do that every day, though, are you, to show someone that you love them? But I bet there are all sorts of things that you do to show people that you love them and that you care about them. What kind of things do you do? A hug, a kiss, maybe you send a card, maybe you share your toys or your sweets, maybe you help with the chores, tidy your bedroom. I don't know. You have a think about what you normally do to show that you care about people. And perhaps you can think of something you could do today to show your love and your care. When their feet were all clean, they ate their meal. At the end, Jesus did something else that they weren't expecting. As I say what he did, perhaps you can use your bread and your cup to do the same things. Jesus took some bread. He lifted it high before God and thanked God for the bread. Then he broke it and he gave it to his friends, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. When you eat this, remember me." Next, Jesus took the cup of wine. Again, he thanked God for the wine, and then he shared it with them, saying, "This is my blood, which is shed for you. When you drink this, remember me." Every Sunday in church, we remember how Jesus shared this meal, which we call the Last Supper. We take bread and wine, and we eat it and drink it, and remember Jesus just as he told us. So it's time to wonder again. I wonder, when Jesus washed his friends' feet, and when he shared the bread and the wine with them, was he acting like a king? Would a king do these kinds of jobs? Would he treat people so kindly? Would he give people a way to remember him? Perhaps Jesus is showing us what a king should be like, taking care of others and sharing with them. By the end of the meal, one of Jesus' friends had left. His name was Judas. Earlier that week, he had decided to betray Jesus. That means that he stopped acting like a friend, but instead made a deal with the religious leaders to show them where Jesus was so that they could have him arrested. Once Judas was gone, Jesus knew that there wasn't much time left. He wanted to go and pray, to talk to God his Father. So he took his friends, and they set out to go to a garden called Gethsemane. I'll meet you there in the next video. Don't forget to share with me, if you can, any pictures of you creating this story at home. But remember to ask an adult first. See you soon.